Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A pleasure to have you here with us in London for the film festival. Maybe you could start with a brief introduction. Tell us a bit about your film. What can people expect?
Yeah. Hi, my name is Victoria Linares. I'm a filmmaker from the Dominican Republic. My film is called Ramona. Ramona is about an actress who's searching for a role that's a 15-year-old girl who's pregnant from the outskirts of Santo Domingo. And she sits with a lot of other girls, to interview them, girls that have been pregnant or are pregnant in the process. As the conversation starts, the film starts shifting into another point of view, and basically the real girls take over the film.
And tell us a bit about the genesis of the project. How did you first get the idea and why did you want to make the film?
So I started writing this fiction script of a teenage girl named Ramona, who's pregnant, who falls pregnant, and she escapes her home in search of a casting for a soap opera. So the film actually, since the beginning, blends a lot of other different genres. There's like a Mexican telenovela sifting through like every aspect of the film, and melodrama is actually like a very profound aspect of the film. I never wanted to make a film where it's all swarmed up in like misery. I wanted the like an optimistic light. So when that happened, right, like COVID happened and production starts, funds went scarce. So I had to rethink the film. Like, how am I gonna do it with a much, like with a lesser budget, with less people implied. And obviously I made my first film in the process, so I started to think like us, Dominican Republic, not a rich country. How do we make films within our own concept of economy, right? And who are we? Who are we to tell these stories, which do not belong to us at all? Like I am a woman, a Caribbean woman who is, like concerned about the ideas, but I have never been pregnant, and I am not from that. Social class either. So those questions begin to affect the film itself, and is actually the main question that the film poses. And also, who are the ones who need to tell these stories, right? So instead of me directing an actress who's never been pregnant, we were like, why don't we just, turn the camera to the girls that have lived through it? And talk to them and get to know them and maybe expose them to the fiction film and see what they think about the fiction film in itself. So that's how Ramona got played out in the end.
And tell us along the way, I mean, you already touched on a few things there, but what were some of the most challenging moments of making it? And on the flip side, what were some of the highlights?
To be honest, I think the means of production, like we shot the film in 3 weeks. Obviously, documentaries tend to take years and years of exploration. We shot the principal photography was 3 weeks. So we shot it in like a very fictional environment and also a very fictional structure, which we had to have beginning, middle, and end, like right before shooting. And obviously these are real characters. They are not actresses. So and also they were most of them were pregnant. So most of them went into labor while we were shooting. So it was like, so tomorrow we're not having, I don't know, like Nicole, because she went into labor this morning. I was like, what? So we were constantly rewriting, having to know like what we can do and what we couldn't do. um, and I think that every day we had to rewrite the film, and we had to rethink how to approach certain aspects of the film itself. But I think that the whole film, like the whole production, was a challenge to all of us, because one of the main and the most important question was like, what are we searching for here? Are we being are we making them feel safe? Are we making them feel comfortable? So every day was like, how do we make this the most honest and most compassionate way possible?
And ultimately, what do you hope people will take away from watching the film? I mean, like you say, it's kind of capturing women's experience, which doesn't often get put on the big screen, and also, you know, themes of girlhood, womanhood, work, you know, collaboration. What do you hope the takeaways might be?
Oh, that's a very important question to me, because I also want to raise awareness of film representation. Most likely in Dominican Republic, there's not a lot of female representation. I mean, I would have to say nearly none. But to me, showing this film in DR in Dominican Republic was amazing because it just felt so revolutionary in a way. Like, yeah, we're in 2023, but you don't see that. You never see that. So seeing them is like, it's an act of revolution. And to me, when people see through that and also see that there's a possible cinema, there's another possible cinema in Dominican Republic and in Latin America, it makes me feel very, very, very. I don't know, that's exactly what I want to convey with the film, that there's more. And that we are more than just, you know, like misery or, you know, contempt and all that. Like, there is sadness. I mean, there is laughter in sorrow, and that after all we're brave, you know. And yeah, I think that what I really want to what I really want the audience to find out is the multiple ways that they are can be seen, right?
And finally, what does it mean to you to have your film here at London Film Festival?
It's great. I love it. I love London. It's my second time. My first feature was at the BFI Flair last year, so this is my first time at the BFI London, and I just can't wait to show this film to the people.
And do you already know what you might work on next after this project? Have you?
Yeah, I do. I have a horror film.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about the story? Or?
Um, yeah, it's a film. It's a horror film called. It's called. I don't know the English translation yet, but it might be like "Don't Come Out." It's about it's about an entity that possesses people, straight people, when queer people comes out of the closet.
That sounds awesome. Well, on that note, thank you so much for sharing all that with me,
Thank you.
and really enjoy your time here at London. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.